Hi, I'm Nick Greger.
And I'm Vaughn Walker.
And I'm confused.
And we're watching MVTV.
TV.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look, you put your life right out.
Hello, everyone. The Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery, more commonly known as the ASVAB, is going to be offered on Thursday, October 6th. And whether or not you want to join the military, it's a good way to learn your strengths in a career context, so you might want to take that.
And for interested juniors and seniors, go to Naviance college section and then go to college visits and sign up to take their test today.
Homecoming tickets are still on sale in room 120 until Friday, but if you wait until the actual day of the dance, they will be $30 instead of $15, which is very bad.
And if you have nobody to take, you could always just take this gift. And coming up next, we have some new information about more options for all you students in Hive. Coming up next.
Do you find yourself bored in Hive with nothing to do? Ever wish you could just take a break in the middle of the school day to relax, unwind, or just burn off some extra energy? Do you show up to class on time, keep your grades up, and stay out of trouble? Then I've got great news for you. Starting this week, students with no tardies, no unexcused absences, and no discipline issues may choose from one of 3 fabulous Hive incentive destinations. Do you enjoy going to the movies and spending quality time with your friends? Then choose the theater option, where you can relax and take in hit films and shows. Come laugh together at the comedies, feel the depths of sorrow from a drama, experience suspense and scenes of terror. Savor that epic feel-good moment. Too full of energy to sit around? Then choose the Fieldhouse option. Take advantage of our campus's newest facility. Shoot some hoops, run around, break a sweat, and crush that school day anxiety. Want a quieter space to unwind instead? Then choose the library option and engage in several different activities. Play tabletop games with friends, like chess or cards. Learn how to create works of book folding art, or just curl up in a cozy spot with a favorite book. Are you worried that you might miss out this time around? Don't fret. Your Hive teachers will be checking every 2 weeks to see if you have earned this privilege. In the meantime, take advantage of a smaller Hive student-to-teacher ratio and get the help you need to bring those grades up to par. Incentive destinations are not available on the first day of each school week. All students are to report to their home Hive on those days, typically Mondays, to receive important news and updates and review their school progress. There will be no Hive passes to other teachers' rooms on those days.
And thanks again to our proud corporate sponsor, Club RX.
Our next segment is also that, so keep watching.
Yeah, money.
Have you ever wanted to ski or snowboard down the radical slopes or hang out with your bros at the lodge? Well, you can do that at Boots and Bindings. You and your bros can go on 7 trips to snow trails in January and February. There's a $40 fee for students. That fee will cover your transportation. It will not pay for your hospital bills. That money goes to me. If you're paying with checks need to be made out to MVHS by Friday, December 9th. Fee money must be turned in to Mrs. Keaton in room 200. The $40 transportation fee is separate from the ski or snowboarding pass. Mrs. Keaton has packets for payment options in her room if you are renting a board and for general admission. If you and your bros want to dominate the slopes, you're going to want to sign up for Mrs. Keaton's or mine by texting at SnowFunMV to 81010 or by going to remind at SnowFunMV. You bros need to be at the school at 3 p.m. to board the bus. So to recap, you and your bros are gonna dominate Boots and Bindings Club in Mrs. Keaton's room in room 200 every Tuesday starting January 6th after school. Thank you.
And this week's been pretty cool, but I wonder what's happened this week in history.
In history? Probably something very spectacular and important.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're about to find out in our next segment, This Week in History.
Tonight, Mr. Nixon comes out of the Republican Party. He was nominated by it. And it is a fact that through most of these...
This is This Week in History, Part 2, with Nick and Michael, although Jimmy's here for now. On September 26th in 1960, the first televised presidential debate happened between Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy. And it was especially interesting because Nixon was getting over a cold, and he was super sweaty and nervous and looked old, and it was bad. So Kennedy looked a lot better on TV than Richard Nixon, which is interesting. Contributed to his win in that election.
Campaign slogans, you'll see them on signs around the country as we did last week, say, it's experience that counts. That's okay.
Today, we're here with our two presidential candidates of 1960. We're going to be asking them the big question that we have all been waiting for, that's been running through their whole campaigns. Is a hot dog a sandwich? JFK.
This man over here thinks that a hot dog is not a sandwich, which in fact he is incorrect. I believe personally, wholeheartedly, that a hot dog is a sandwich.
The question really is, which candidate and which party can meet the problems that the United States is going to face in the 60s?
People say that I think hot dogs are sandwiches. That's obviously false. I've just said it to you on TV, television, you know what I mean? My opponent, and he's a communist. He's a communist. 85% of people that think hot dogs are sandwiches are communists. They're in direct connection with Moscow.
Too often, in appraising whether we are moving ahead or not, we think only of what the federal government is doing.
Hey, do you remember that segment we did about Ukraine last year?
A little bit.
It's pretty informative, you know?
Yeah, I wish somebody would do something and get me more information about that for this year.
That's a good idea. Oh, hey, I forgot. Jimmy and Michael are doing a segment about that, so you can just watch it.
Really?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Howdy do, this is James Bonnet with What is Up, ... with Ukraine. And so today I am here with resident expert Michael, and he's going to tell us all about what's been going on in Ukraine.
So in the past several months, several things have developed, starting with the Kharkiv counteroffensive. In the northeastern part of the country, Ukraine has pushed the Russians back all the way to the northern border in several places. And the logistics of the Russian army appears to be collapsing completely. And as a result of that, Russian government officials have been saying that Putin should resign. And on top of that, with the war getting more desperate for the Russians, Putin has started to threaten to use tactical nuclear weapons in Ukraine. And the rest of the world, including alliances like NATO, have responded to these threats, calling them dangerous and reckless.
I see. So, have there been any threats on maybe other countries due to these?
Well, for the nuclear weapons threats, Putin has also threatened to use nuclear weapons on NATO if they were to get involved in the war, which is pretty understandable. They've been doing that since the beginning. So,
I see. Well, I hope things get better over there across the pond and way over across the pond. So let's hope that things get better soon and that we don't go into nuclear warfare.
Yep.
See you next time.
Hey, thanks for watching MVTV.
If you enjoyed our program, maybe like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and even follow our Instagram. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.